how on this big blue planet with essentially billions of people who in essence are fundamentally made up of stardust, do we make sense of science and nature? I don't know. Let's just talk stocks. Tough market to play. I think we know how much that, especially for buying. 2016 has been insane. Hello everybody, glad to be back. I hope you're glad to be back too. I hope you are. This week's top stock is NAKD. We can see it on the screen here. The reason I would say it's this week's top stock is because it has a tendency to run before and it's coming back to its highs here, as you can see. Now, I looked a little bit into the fundamentals of NAKD because I'm sure many of you maybe have not. And NAKD make clothes that feel good on your skin. Feels good. Dun-dun-dun-dun. And this stock is up because its new comfort range is airing on a home TV network. Yes, this is penny stocks. This is as good as it gets. Not really, but kind of. Guys, I am so excited because this week's show has so much to offer. But first, I just want to say, follow me on the social channels. I'm trading live, Snapchat and Instagram. I'm on StephenJohnsonStocks.com. A lot of cool stuff coming out there. Here's the other social channels as well. I'm on Profit.ly. Fully transparent trader. If you want to trade with Tim, there's an affiliate link below. I use stocks to trade, but I just want to get into it because I'm very fucking excited. This week's show, webinars and video lessons from the holy trinity of all trinities, okay? I am talking Luke, Ben, Han Solo, Ben Kenobi, the fucking Skywalker brothers, twins, family, the trilogy, the fucking multi-billion trilogy. Three Musketeers. If the Trinity was made up of lions, it would be Simba, Mufasa, and Nala, okay? This trilogy that I learned from through Silver and exclusively on the challenge, Tim Sykes, Tim Brittani, Mark Crook. Let me share you the highlights of what I've learned this week from the material that they have delivered. Okay? There's also Tim Bowen. There's also Michael Good. But for me, what I've recently took the best lessons off over the last year, Sykes, Brittani, Crook, see the top takeaways from my learnings this week. Shh. Yeah, I mean, I'm just having one of those, another aha moment, and it's Tim Brittani's webinar again. Same one, it's 3 hours long, so there's a lot of information in it. But he's going through the fundamentals of trading this in for longs, and one of the mysteries of trading, apart from the chart setup, is like, how do you differentiate the stocks long which are going to spike from the ones that aren't going to spike? And the answer is kind of in the SEC filings and in the fundamentals a little bit. So I'm going to let you hear the response because it was a real wow moment for me and a huge learning that I've took away from it.
Dumped it down my throat and I lost. And it's really, really tough as a long because these things all look the same on day one, pre-market. Gapping up, low float, low shares outstanding, whatever you want to say. Not too liquid at first. How on earth do you know which ones are going to run versus which ones aren't? And this is the piece, I think, that can give you a really big clue, is digging through this stuff and putting in the time to actually look at some of these filings. Really, the 10Q is going to be one of the most helpful things to you. Because you can just jump right in there and search terms. Control F, convert, like that. That's one of the first words I look for.
Yeah, and I mean, basically, he's just going through how you look through the SEC filings, which ones to look at. And for me, it's something completely new. It's something I'm going to explore in much more detail. And it's just the starting process of learning the next thing to give us an edge over everybody else. This will just be a quick few seconds. And this is a webinar by Mark Crook. I just wanted to put this bit in because I think it's interesting how you can recognize through the volume that you can see the short squeeze in PULM, and you can see the kind of blow off top volume and it kind of shows here, it highlights when a long turns into a short. And I just thought it was cool, so I put it in here. So this is the webinar. It was filmed live on the 2nd of Feb, but I got it a few days later in Profitly.
As you guys should know from penny stocking part 2, you have a morning spike, sideways price action, consolidation, big morning spike, and then just a blow off top type of morning spike. And typically when you have this volume here, you can see that it did probably 12 or 15 million shares in the first hour or so. In fact, let's see. Today, it did 12.4 million shares this morning. So, so this is the best potential short in the entire market. I do actually like CARA as a short.
Yeah, so I mean, and then he kind of goes into the other stocks that he likes and why. But I think that's an important lesson to notice, that when you get this huge green candle here, where it goes from the 3s to the 6s, and you get this blow off top volume, it's kind of a sign of the beginning of the end, and you can see that that's the short squeeze, which has happened there, and then the long becomes a short. A lesson from Tim Sykes to premium members. It's talking about earnings winners across multiple timeframes, and really it's using REN as an example. I mean, in this case, it's to say why you shouldn't short earnings winners, but it's more about the reaction to earnings and waiting for the reaction to earnings rather than trying to anticipate or predict earnings. And the reason why is because you can't really base your judgment on fundamental numbers alone, because there's too many other variables in the mix. But I'll let Tim go into it. But the key points for me are always wait for the chart to kind of tell you what the reaction is going to be. Never predict it.
Going to have bad numbers, and the company management can be very positive about a potential new product, or the numbers could be amazing and the stock will still drop because maybe the management is saying, well, we've had a good quarter, but in the future we're going to have like increased competition. So don't necessarily look at the numbers. Don't necessarily look at just what is said. Look at the reaction. And that's what I judge earnings winners by. And REN, I didn't necessarily buy this. Frankly, I was scared. But I also didn't short it. And it went all the way up. It's still, this is months later. This is like 6 months nearly, right, of upside, all from this initial, maybe it might have even been here. One of these, I think it was here. I don't know. You can go back and look. But one of these spikes that just kept going, it was on earnings. Okay? Let me actually...
Yeah, so I think you kind of get the point where sometimes momentum or a short squeeze is enough to carry a stock right up. So don't base your analysis basically on fundamentals. And so, yeah, look, sometimes people are like, why are you giving advice when you're not a profitable trader? Like, I'm just passing on things that I've learned direct from the challenge. I'm not giving you this advice as in I've figured this out and I've learned this. I'll get told things of multi-millionaire people, and then I do what they say because they make millions and I want to make millions too. So I'm just passing on the lessons for you guys. It's not from me. It's a lesson that I've learned through Tim. And that's it, guys. That's it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a great time. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed filming it. If you want to be with us, drop us a message, follow us on Snapchat. Let's be friends. I don't have many friends because I'm so dedicated to stock trading. Let's be friends. Only dedicated people. If you're a hater, don't watch the channel. I'll see you later next week.